also want to say congratulations for hitting 400K twice.
Hit it yet, but they're gonna hit it.
What do you mean? They hit it on the way up?
Stupid.
Man, I love mature ABBA, but I think I prefer petty ABBA. Bro, there I was in the last video saying, this will most likely be my last video. I'm tired of this. It's actually getting really, really tiring, man. But of course, I haven't preached had to upload another one. At this point, my Christmas gift will be a rest from all this fresh and furious business. There is something that Avon Preach still felt like addressing. That, like, the longer this goes on, the funnier it gets. Because you realize what a pair of cowards we have on our hands here. And before we start addressing the video per se, something really quick that I would like to say, since I always like to highlight the negative, I think it's fair that I have to highlight when the negativity turns into positivity. And recently on a Duke and Don podcast, or interview, where 360 Blasting, you know, the stand that even popped in one of the Avon Preach's videos, and that we addressed on this channel as well, he finally apologized to Anna. Now a lot of people saying that it wasn't really that a good an apology. It was certainly better than Myron's, which wasn't even a half apology. And if it's true or not, if it's sincere, honestly, it's not my business to care about that. Once Anne accepted it, it seems like she was cool with it. She was also in an interview. She seemed to accept the apology. I don't think there's anything else to say other than, hey, good on you, man. You finally realized. If that was you or your mother that finally saw the video and had to push you by the year, hey, if that happened, you have a really good mom. But yeah, I think it's good to see 360 blessings turn into 180 blessings. Instead of going into circles, actually doing the right thing and admit when he's wrong. I will defend Myron though, on the perspective that I would also avoid a fight with a guy whose arms look like speed bumps. But, you know, you called it. There will be plenty of time to talk about that, okay?
And people think that we sent their former business associate, someone they'd worked with for a long time, to them to attack them and break down their door. I appreciate it. Appreciate that you guys think that. We have so much influence that we know goons everywhere that we can just send to anybody.
Man, who would have thought that two dudes who stand in front of a camera talking about 40-year-old virgin Skippy in Canada don't have a network of goons all over the United States? It baffles me. I truly don't think that I believe Avon Preach, man. Like, they must have 3 guys that they can contact in Miami on speed dial.
I was about to go there myself, but from what I see, they don't want that. And I can't fight a man that doesn't want to fight. Ooh. Even though if he's the one that posted the challenge.
Why?
Well, because that's illegal. If we have her number, they can call us. I've been contacting you. I've been contacting you on the DMs.
Bro, we never seen an actual message between them, did we? August 17th. Dude, I said next week, I take you then, I take your boy, that's it. See you in a week. And put the original title back to the video. Yeah, that was thank you. Contacted again. Nice try that it wasn't us. Assuming that they were accusing, Fresh was accusing, which is Walter, accusing Avon Preach of contacting a very expensive goon, by the way. Like, hiring a fitness model, that must be expensive. And stop saying that I didn't contact you. You never reply.
Did we ever say, oh, we still don't want a box? They got our phone number. They could easily say, yo, we're coming at this date. Let's do it. And real talk, man. We're still waiting.
Oh my god. And you know Walter is on those DMs because he's apparently sending 100 DMs per day. He saw this, right? He saw this. Oh yeah, there you go. Seen yesterday. So they're dodging this hard, man. What a bunch of I'm sorry. You called on the fight. You can't be doing this shit when you're the one calling the fight. If it was the opposite, I would be against Avon Preach, obviously. You don't want to fight. But you put on the challenge, bruh. Respond to the man. At least say, listen, it was a mistake, and backtrack. All right? We're gonna still make fun of you, but at least, you know, you're gonna be less of a coward than to just avoid someone.
There's consequences to your fucking actions. Oh shit! Okay.
Are you for real? So you really want to talk about consequence, Myron? Do you? What about the part where you lied about the break-in, that the guy forced his entry on the door?
So, the door was actually locked.
Again, by the way, before anyone starts spazzing out, I don't condone what he did, just showing up, and we're gonna talk that at the end of the video, just showing up on someone's house, but this man talking about consequences. You have a few to catch up.
Right? Then he's talking to women. He says, you want to get on this podcast? Well, we can only do it if you fuck. Is that how you conduct your business? Right? How are you giving people business lessons but you shit where you work. Does anyone find it funny that this man's bad business practices are coming out to bite his business in the ass, and he's giving you guys all the business advice? There's an incongruence here that I find hilarious.
And the thing is, he admitted this was a bad practice, mixing pleasure and business. But what baffles me is that people see that shit, and the next day they still decide to join the podcast to hear about business advice and relationship advice when this guy doesn't even know how to separate both. Like, I simply do not understand this mindset. I really just can't.
The reason why violence is bad, and I understand that violence is bad, and I took their challenge, you have to understand as well what I said. I said I wanted to make this thing legal. I'm not going to crap in the streets. I'm not going to put myself in a position where it's going to be bad. No, I wanted a ring. I wanted people to be safe.
Thank God they challenged someone that is reasonable, which is kind of the message they are sending in this part of the video. Any other dude, as you saw with 360 Blessing, that was like challenging ABBA to come to California so they can, like, you are going to catch a lot of these guys. You're all talking all this shit until shit hits the fan.
When you say, I want to box people, and you've not just said it to us, you said it to other YouTubers who just don't happen to be as willing or as interested, right? People who are far smaller than you guys, as you guys perceive it. You guys were very comfortable saying,
oh, that's new to me. So I recently learned, like, I never knew the channel Playback, but I know one of the dudes, a guy with the hair thing, the one on the left. It's Agent. I used to watch the NBA 2K videos back in 2015, something like that.
You guys were very comfortable saying how you were going to fight them.
If there's one thing that gets me mad, it's fat dudes that talk smack, man. Like, I absolutely detest obese people that talk smack, because the last thing they should be doing is working out their mouth. They need to be working out their body.
Oh, first, phones on the podcast. Bro, this should be the least of concerns that we've seen from you, but bro, how do people watch your shit? I'll never know. But secondly, you need to work on your body. You need to work on your mind. Why you open your mouth when the mind is one of the easiest things to train, the easiest things to evolve, and you decide to just intentionally stay in the same place? How can you have any position to say someone to get better when you don't get better yourself? Which is ironic for a self-improvement podcast.
They're lucky I couldn't find their girl, because I would send them a DM, flown them out to Miami, and send them that tape.
How can you all want a self-improvement podcast for men when you have 2 children for hosts? And after seeing this shit, don't come at me going like, oh, I watched 3 minutes from the video just insulting the man, ad hominem, and they say this shit on the podcast. Don't come at me saying this bullshit. Oh, you're not, like, considered in arguments. We're not discussing ideas. All of a sudden, y'all want to discuss, but you do this shit on the daily, and you expect people to be considerate for their... Get the fuck out of here.
Mr. Lowe,
Yo,
aka this guy does not have an Instagram, by the way, guys, which I'm not surprised he does have an Instagram.
Yeah, otherwise you would also brigade him, wouldn't you? You're the kind of guy to do that kind of shit.
He's a bum. I challenged him to a boxing match. He ain't accept.
he was scared.
And I'll tell you guys, and he was trying to act tough and everything like that. I told him very calmly when me and Solo were talking with him, he was trying to be tough, like, Solo and Myron, you guys, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bruh, listen, we don't have to do all this on the internet. We can box, right? And by the way, for anyone that doesn't...
Bro, just shut up. Just shut up. Shut up.
Your business associate, they gotta beef with you.
Dude, let me just say that girl is using 2 masks as a fucking... as a shirt, man. Shit, they knew that was gonna happen. They knew what was gonna happen to the world. They didn't tell us.
Your former photographer, he's the one who's airing you out. You have to start to ask yourself, how do I have so many bad business relationships? How is that so many of the guests who I claim I treated supremely well come out and say these guys have no character?
Bingo. Maybe you guys need to start looking for the common denominator. You cause negativity, you draw negativity. There's no other way around. People with integrity, good people, they don't get piled up when they mess up. You think this is like a big conspiracy to destroy you or whatnot? Most good people that mess up, they'll apologize and no one will ever think about it 1 week after. 1 week has passed after this whole A&P situation, and where we at? Now we are at a position where almost the entire internet is laughing at you. Your former business partners should be the first ones to support you when this shit hits the fan. They should be the ones coming and saying like, I couldn't believe that. You must treat people like shit on a daily basis if so many people are coming around and saying like, hey, listen, this guy did this and that. I'm not saying that all allegations are true, by the way. I don't know. Most of them, I didn't speak. The pregnancy one, Nina Unrated, even this one, I mostly kept my mind unaware of these situations. I didn't want to delve into this situation. There's already so many to address. But seeing all this coming to you, a little bit suspicious, and not from their side.
This whole talk about canceling, who advocated canceling? Someone calling you out on your bullshit and saying that's fucking whack isn't canceled.
That's also something I've seen so many times being repeated, and The chat using it as if like they're the last piece of resistance, you know? They're the ones who the society is trying to bring out. The circle jerk that I saw in that chat, especially during the Q&A, of people saying like, it's a fight against cancel culture. Dude, it's nothing like that. You have commentary channels addressing the situation because it's goofy, it's stupid, it's hypocritical, the things that you're doing. Being called out, being criticized is something that normal people go through on a daily basis. Now imagine people with internet presence. I could be myself in that position just maybe a few days after. Some are worthy to address, some aren't. And the way they're addressing these, which are worthy to address, it's crappy the way they're fucking doing this. Any criticism is clout chasing to them, which brings zero accountability to what they're doing.
You're willing to play the game when you're the one that has the ball.
Yeah.
When you're getting dunked on, you don't want to do that. You don't want none of that. Be very careful how you treat people on your way up, because you might meet them on your way down.
It is all the people that you had on your way up that are now coming for you on your way down.
Like I said, it's suspicious that if they did in fact treat their guests well and stuff like that, there will be so many people trying to defend them, but we're not seeing those people. The only ones who defend them are ironically the ones that never met them in real life.
I also want to say congratulations for hitting 400K twice.
Hit it yet, but they're gonna hit it.
What do you mean? They hit it on the way up?
Stupid.
Man, I love mature ABBA, but I think I prefer petty ABBA.
That's petty. But yeah.
Oh, you guys are talking about integrity? When you saw, hey, listen, we're honest. We're petty. We can be petty sometimes.
Hey, as once a very wise man said, 360 blessings, the world would be very boring with y'all. So we just leave the maturity to Fresh and Furious.
We've never tried to promote ourselves, self-aggrandize, and do all that chest-beating nonsense necessary to be a player in the overcrowded guru market. Long story short, I'm going to give you a few cool surprises when you take advantage of the High Value Academy.
Word, no self-aggrandize and all that chest-beating. Where have I seen that before? Can't really remember, but well, they might actually be right. Maybe they don't go do that shit. We don't know.
Flaw number 3 is that I've never seen an inbox look like this. Flaw number 4 is the dates don't align. From top to bottom, the dates are 14 hours, 3 weeks, 8 weeks, 1 week, and 1 week. They aren't even in chronological order, so clearly this is a fake image.
Dude, that's the kind of image that I've seen on fake parody pages, like about like we have a Portuguese coach and people parody him like talking with the hottest models and stuff like that. Looks exactly like this. Now listen, maybe it's a bug, the weeks thing, right? But can someone somehow explain how this, can someone contact the girls? Like I would assume if they're blue marked, like blue check mark, whatever you call it, well, I would assume they're real. So can someone contact these girls to see if they actually send messages to Myron and whatnot? Because this is so easy to debunk. Why hasn't anyone done this before? If it is true, then please explain me like the weeks thing. Like it doesn't make any sense. How are people paying for these courses?
What would be funny is having Myron show his Instagram DMs live on the podcast, but we all know why he would never do that. Or maybe we do know what would happen. Thanks to Kevin Ray Wilder for making this video.
Okay, now put up Myron's.
No, hell no.
Yes.
No.
Put up Myron's.
No, man. No. We're not doing this.
I gotta see.
No.
Put up Myron's. Put up Myron's. Chris, put up Myron's.
Chris, don't do it.
Put up Myron's,
Don't
bro.
listen to this, bro.
Put a content. Put content.
No,
Put up Myron's.
we're
Yes.
not doing it.
Yes.
We're not doing it. So let's.
Why? Are you scared?
No, it's not that I'm scared, bro.
I
It's
mean,
like,
you're the.
Ah, bro. Of course, Fresh is goofy enough to put his own partner in crime under, like toss him under the bus or something. Oh man, no, it's just too successful, man. You can't show it. You just can't show it. Bruh, come on. Bro, what are y'all doing with your money? Why are you paying for these courses, dude? Fuck it, man. For the entertainment value, you might watch it, but why the courses, man? Why? Also, a large part of this news segment is about Spencer Cornelia video. I would recommend you just watch it. I've seen it, really cool. It's a documentary / commentary on this whole Fresh and Fit expose, right? And it's done very well.
Because it has a funny way of finding you when you least expect it. And in this sense, I do empathize with the Fresh and Fit crew. I know what it's like when somebody breaks into your home. I know what it's like to no longer feel safe there. Yeah. It's a frightening thing. Yeah. The place that you were supposed to always have some sense of peace and serenity, it's jeopardized.
Yeah, I agree. And even though I can't blame this on Fresh and Fit and him having a gun and stuff like that, listen, defending his home, I don't care. But you do gotta think, how did you get yourself in this situation? I don't agree with Ayendi's reaction, right? And it's totally on him. You know, someone coming to your home like that, all aggressive, but maybe you're living a life that draws this negativity, which is quite funny for someone who's like talking about Anna Quinn drawing issue to herself. You don't seem to admit this. Again, it's the hypocrisy that keeps on giving. It's just, at this point, everyone would already forget about this whole business if you weren't so hypocrite about what everything is happening. Like, I don't understand.
And I also say this, you guys bring these people to your home to do these podcasts and you don't vet them well enough. I know, because you end up kicking up so many of your guests. It's not normal that you invite guests only to kick them out all the time. You guys need to do a better job of vetting these people that you bring on.
Yeah, I'd also like to highlight this, even though I think it's intentional for the entertainment value and stuff like that. But yeah, assuming that you try to select the best people, you're not doing a really good job at it. So yeah, this seems to still drag on, alright? People want to see this fight. At this point, it's not even to see who wins. I don't care. If Preach loses, I don't care. I just want this fight to happen because you know what? You promise one thing, you do it. This man's trying to do it legally, trying to do it safe, and you're backpedaling like a motherfucker. People are not appreciating this. So put a final dot to this. This is what I truly believe it will be the final dot, is to fight it. At the very least, you will put your body to the test when it comes to what you say. You're gonna realize, like, maybe I spoke a little bit too loud, now I'll have to go through this. Right? Even if you win, even if you lose. At this point, no one cares what you do on the show, whatnot. If it is trash, if it isn't, it's not for me. I understand that. But if you challenge people like this, especially when you challenge smaller channels that you know most likely won't respond, now you messed up with a bigger channel, with a guy that actually does MMA. Now you're backpedaling all of a sudden. Don't come with that, right? But with that being said, subscribe if you like the style of videos, alright? Like this video so we can blow up a little bit, and I really appreciate your view. I'll see you next time.